Hello, welcome to Math 1100, Math for Liberal Arts. This is my Math Lab walkthrough. Your screen will look a little different than the screen that you see on in front of you. This is what I see as an instructor, but a lot of the elements are very much the same. The top calendar for the week will show you what is due that week. You'll see the next Sunday on June 7th. If you go over the blue dots, it shows you the assignments that are due. The orange square tells you that there is a quiz due that night. Also in this main section, we have an upcoming assignment section and announcements. Under the announcements, what you'll want to take care of first thing is to do a browser check to make sure that your computer is ready to run my math lab most efficiently. How to enter answers is another great place to start if you have never worked with my math lab before. Go to the How to Enter Answers and take the tour. And you would begin here by start watching the tour on the right hand side. There are Pearson tutor services available, but I believe the best place for the tutor services for this course are the Anoka-Ramsey Tutor Support Services that you'll find on the left-hand nav part. By selecting it, you'll see what we have available with some descriptions. We have 2 in-person locations, one on each campus. There is the Coon Rapids campus. On office hours, or the center office hours, are Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. and Friday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. We also have services on the Cambridge campus. Summer hours are listed as Monday through Thursday, 7:30 to 5 p.m. and on Friday from 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. With both locations, you can drop in for peer tutoring help or make an appointment for one-on-one tutoring sessions. Another thing we have available for our online students is online tutoring. This is run through the Coon Rapids campus, but of course you can be anywhere to receive these online tutoring services. They are accessed through Skype, Microsoft Link, Google Hangouts, or any meeting. The counselors that do the online tutoring are Dennis. You'll find his information in the mid part of the page, or Tyler. There's even an intro video for Dennis. Going back to the main page, the course home, you will also see that there is a results section that you can take. And to finish off the announcements, there is a study plan option. Some of my students like to use the study plan. It's a guide through the course. What you can do is to view all chapters, and then for the chapter that you are working on, you can answer questions, and it guides you through the information in each chapter. Now, this is optional. It is not how I have set up the course, but it is one, it is available to you to work through. Now, under Course Home, you will see course information. There we have a Meet the Instructor video that, as well as a copy of the syllabus. If you want to review the My Math Lab walkthrough, and then a couple recommended ways of studying for this online course. Weekly checklists are available. You'll see them for weeks 1 through 8. Let's click on the week 1 checklist. You'll see that there is a lot to do this first intro week, but our course is condensed into 8 weeks, so really there's a lot to do every week. But you can walk through this. I do encourage you to print them off and just check things off as you complete them. But you want to make sure that you look all the way to the bottom, because there are times that we have additional information that needs to be done at the bottom as well. But we have one for every week. You'll see at the bottom that it tells you that there is a test 1 coming up the following week, and it gives information about the testing center and the date, time, and location of the on-campus testing. The next on the left-hand nav bar is your homework. You can access it through the home page for what is due, but this is where all of the homework for the entire semester is located. So you can work ahead if you like, and if you know you have an event like a wedding or some type of festival coming up, you are free to work ahead in the course. Now for the homework, you can click on your homework section and the test that the question that you would like to work on. And you can enter your answers. You can move through the homework sections at the top horizontal nav bar. Here, fill in the blanks so the resulting statement is true. A graph that shows a whole quantity is divided into parts is called a circle graph. Let's go ahead and check our answer by the final check. It was correct. And you'll notice that I get a green check by that question, which means it was correct. I'm going to skip around and see what else we have. Now this is a nice example of a few additional features that we do have in my math lab. The question says round to the nearest given place, and we have 1 and 66,161 10,000s. If you do not know how to round, we can go to the right-hand navigation on the screen. We have the option of help me solve this, which will walk you through with reading through this problem. You can continue and it'll give you different hints. We have the option to view an example, which again, it'll walk you through where the thousands place is. We can do a video. The video will be brought up by the publisher's video, so we can watch an example being done. We have animation.
In this tutorial, you will learn how to round decimal numbers to a given place value,
which can also be helpful. And you can open the textbook here as well, and it will open up to the page where it talks about rounding to a specific decimal. Now it does take a little bit to load. You can scroll down and it talks about estimations, graphs, and mathematical models. Or ask my instructor. Okay, so there are lots of options. Now all of these options aren't available for every homework problem, but for many of them you do have lots of different examples to work through. Okay, so that is the homework section. Now at the end of every section or every chapter we do have a quiz. The due dates are listed on the left-hand side, but you are able to work quizzes ahead if you like. Now you can do the first attempt at your quiz at any time. If you would like an additional attempt at the quiz, you can do so if you have received at least 70% or higher on every homework assignment in that section. Then you are granted another attempt at the quiz. The quiz grade that is the highest will be the one that is recorded in the grade book for you. Here's the study plan that I referred to in the early part of this video. All right, chapter contents. Now there's a lot of great information that we have. One thing that I really like about my math lab is how they incorporate the book into the application. Now here's chapter 1. Now if I go, and you'll see that we have quizzes and tests and a study plan and homework in that section. If I go to the section that I'm going to currently work on, we're going to begin in section 1.1. You'll notice that we have 3 links available. The video presentation, the multimedia e-text, and the study plan. We'll go through the multimedia e-text. It does take a little time, again, to load. So here is the e-text. You'll notice on the left-hand side that we can access any chapter readily. At the top horizontal nav bar, we can page by using the arrows. We can split this into side-by-side pages as you would have with the book. You can grab and move the page as you like, make it larger or smaller. So there are lots of things that we can do with this text. A couple of things that I want to show you in this section is, I'm going to go back to the beginning of the section. You can read along. I did send out the email that told you that you didn't have to have the paper book. I like paper books, but I know lots of students prefer to read on technology. But there are going to be times when you have these icons, this little pyramid that's divided. And we can click on those. It's called a You Try It. This is a You Try It for example 1. It will come up with a question similar to what is in a homework question, just so you can quiz yourself along the way as you read through the section. As an example, it says find a counterexample to show the following statement is false. If a number is multiplied by itself, the result is even. Well, I know that the counterexample that shows it is false is the last one, and I can check my answer. So that will show that I more than likely have a very good idea of what is being written about with the counterexample. Now I would then just read through, and then I have another icon down here, and this one has a video camera, and that's a checkpoint example. Checkpoint. Now with the checkpoint, we can watch the video.
And now we're going to consider how to come up with a counterexample to a statement. Here's our
the instructional videos that you will work through in the chapter. So get to know this. There's a lot of good information in the e-text. And we'll revisit it again in the first method on how to study for the course. Okay, so I can close up chapter contents. We come to discussions. Now discussion boards are optional in this course, but let's just read the statement we have at the top of this page. Discussion boards will be used in Math 1100 for students who want to be more engaged in the course. 1 or 2 discussions will be posted each week. Involvement in discussions is not required, but will be used as a tool during final grade evaluation. When the instructor is figuring final grades and finds that a student is borderline, for example, the student may have a 79.4%, close to a B, but not quite a B, the instructor will view the student's activity and level of engagement in the discussion boards to help decide the final posted grade. If a student shows engagement in discussions, which would mean 2 to 3 quality posts or reactions to posts per week, the student can receive up to 0.6% an increase in grade at the instructor's discretion. If the student did not post or posted minimally, no additional grade increase will be granted. And I encourage you to use the boards, have fun, get engaged in the course. It is more enjoyable to be involved than to just be a spectator. There is one topic that has been posted, and it's on Pascal's triangle and bell curve. So this is a fun instructional video on Pascal's triangle. I want to encourage you to watch it and then read the question and then discuss, in this case, what does the presenter mean by a bell curve, and some examples of bell curves. To respond, you push on the respond button. You can put a subject, and then you can put in here your text as well. You can mark as question, or you can post. Again, so discussion boards are optional, but are also encouraged. The next button on the left-hand side nav bar is the tutor services that we had spoken about, already talked about. And then we have some links. These are my math lab specific links, but it's nice to see in case a student would like to get more information about math reading connections. Okay, and they split it out by chapter. College success modules. Do you want to talk about or learn more about college transition or online learning? Some great tips to how to learn successfully online. So I will let you look at that at your own discretion. Tools for success as well. It helps you, talks about the Math Talk videos, graphing calculator help. If you have anxiety, there's some overcoming math anxiety videos that I'd like to encourage you to watch as well. How do you know you have math anxiety? Take a look at the Pearson math anxiety videos. And then your grade book. So this is where you will see the grades that you have for the homework assignments. You'll notice that I've done a little bit of work on these assignments already, and my grade is off to the right. And then a multimedia library. Now the multimedia library is wonderful if you just want to go to the videos in the section, or maybe look at the chapter test prep videos. So let's do that. If we're going to go to chapter 1 and we want to specifically look at section 1.2, I want the chapter test preparation videos. And you'll see that we have one here. You can click on the link and it breaks down all of the videos that are in the chapter test at the back for section 1.2. All right. So there we have it. That is a walkthrough of my math lab. So again, look through the different methods I have put on here on how to work through the course. If you have any questions, please let me know.